Hi, this is Susie with Creative Cafe, and this is part 5 of our mini album tutorial series, and this will be the last one. This is the front cover, and the front cover is a 5.5 by 9, and on this one you will just need to paper what you want for your front of the cover to be. Hold off before you paper the back side of that. And what you're going to need is a piece of cardstock, 4.5 by 8.5. 4.5 by 8.5. I rounded the corners on my piece, and then I took and scored it. If you'll lay it in your trimmer, well, if you have one of the scoring blades, you'll lay it in your trimmer. If not, however you score it, you'll need to score it on this 4.5 side going down. You'll need to score it at a 1/2 inch and then 5/8 inch. And what that does is it gives it a little bit of a edge or there, so that when we attach it and you put your pictures and things in, it has a little bit of a lift to it. So what you want to do once you get your black cardstock, I don't know if you're going to use black, I said that, and I just used my ATG gun because my paper is actually going to go over it anyway. And what I done was I just kind of looked at it and centered it on my cover. I came up right to the crease line, not going in the crease line, but right up to the crease line, and attached it. Then once I attached it, then I was able to put my other piece of what I'm going to use for the back side of the front cover on. And I'm going to go ahead. Now, it is sometimes easier just to glue your covers on. For me, I'm not going to on this one. I'm just going to use my glue gun. But it is easier, especially if you're wanting to slide it around to make sure that it's fitting good. And I want to make sure I'm going up with my front cover. I think I'm going upside down. See, I can't read music notes, so let me make sure. Okay, it is this way. And I did the same thing. I just pretty well covered my whole entire piece of chipboard there. Okay, then once that you have your piece on here and your back papered, now I'm going to stick it in the bind it all and bind it. And I'm going to do that back here because underneath this mat is glass, and so I don't want to punch it on that glass. But now you're going to do this just exactly like you did your others, every one of your other pieces. Okay, and I'll come over here and show you. You want to make sure that the bottom is lined up even with this edge over here and punched, and that the top is lined up even over here and punched. And that's exactly what I did. Now, once we have the flap on and we have our holes punched, I'm going to start adding my pieces to the flap. So what I have done is I've took a piece of 4 3/8 by 9, and you can round the 2 corners that are going to show if you want to. I'm not going to on this album, but you know, you can. Excuse me. And all I'm going to do is and you don't even have to really do this. I just wanted the extra color, and plus it will cover the photo mats but I just like the two-tone color. If you don't, you can just actually just make your flap longer where you know, where it would go ahead and cover the. And I want to try to get this even because this is 9, so I'm trying to even it up with my cover there. And I've already decorated the back side of it. And then just get rid of some of my glue here. Okay, then once I've done that, I'm going to decorate, and this is what I chose to put on that part of it right there. And I look like my paper is just a hair crooked, but I'm not going to take it off right now. I will fix it later. But anyway, this is what I chose to decorate the front cover with, or my front flap there, I should say. It's just this right here. And all I'm going to do is just kind of even it up in there so that it looks nice and even to me. I've got the same amount on the top as I do the bottom. Okay. And then I also chose, I popped these up on Pop Dots or Dimensionals. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of make them go like that. Get these little papers. Sometimes they're so hard to get off here. They just don't want to fall off. They want to stay where they're at. Okay, and let's see. I always lay out my things before I actually stick them on, so that you know you can kind of see what you're doing there. That one I just want to kind of go like that. This one, I think I want it to go kind of just under her chin there. And then this one. Get these all off of here. I always make a mess with those little papers. Okay. And then this one here, I'm just going to kind of, I think just stick it kind of like that. So anyway, that's what I'm going to have for just a little bit of dimension on my cover. Now, once you've got that fixed, and like I said, I've already decorated the back, so it's done. I've got 2 of my photo mats here, and this is, the cardstock is a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then my mat is a 3 by 4, so I have a 1/4 inch around there. And then what I'm going to do is add my photo mat here. And you'll want to put your mat pretty close to the edge there, because you do want this to cover it when it's flapped over, or at least I do. I don't want it to show. So, oops. See if I've got some more tape here I can use without having to load that ATG gun. Let me add that just doesn't feel real secure. I'll just add a little extra tape here just for added measure there. Make sure it sticks. Okay. And this here is just some really 1/8 inch tape, and I don't use it very often. As a matter of fact, I probably wouldn't buy it again. I've had it for a long time, and like I said, I just don't use it that much. Okay, and then this I'm going to do the same way. I'm going to try to make it look pretty similar in the where I put it. Okay. And anyway, there is the cover that will be for my curtain call mini right there. And then I still have the clip that I'll put on, and also twine. I'm not sure what I did with, there it is. Now the twine, this twine I got at the dollar store for $1. A big old roll of it. And all I did when I put my twine on was kind of just twist that in the back, take it back up to the front, get it where it's kind of out from under the thing here, and all I did was just take and tie it, kind of give it a little bow there. And that is how I did the cover of the Halloween mini, just like that. And kind of leave them a little long there. And then my clip to clip that shut, whether I put black on one side and cream on the other because I wasn't sure which side I wanted it on for sure on this part, but I can always change it if I want the black. So anyway, here is the cover. That simple. And then of course, you know, if you want to decorate this back part, which I probably will, I'll probably put something back on here. I'm not sure what yet, but anyway, that's all there is to it. That's the complete mini. I'm going to finish up getting, of course, my rings in for my Bind It All coils there. I will probably add something to this back page, and I will get it completed and upload it complete or done. So anyway, thanks so much for watching.